Hey viewers, this is Random Stuff with Alex Hughes, and I think today I'm going to talk about the feeling of itching and scratching. And so one of the things I've been trying to work on throughout this journey, it's been a little bit tricky, is this idea of itching. So even though it seems pretty commonplace, the reality is I notice myself when I get this kind of this weird sensation. It's not really. I guess it's the sensation of feeling itchy, like you got a scratch. Like right now, my ear is itchy, and so I'm. The automatic reaction is to scratch it and to kind of pick at it, but the reality is, I mean, that can actually do more harm than good because if you keep scratching, then you could irritate your skin or cause it to get like a cut, especially if your nails are long. And so, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is I've noticed, I think when I became more aware of my actions and my thoughts, I noticed more of my behaviors and one of the ones I started to think about more and more was like, why do I itch? And it makes me think like, why do we itch just in general for people? And I know it's like that kind of uncomfortable sensation, and so you feel pleasure when you scratch at it, and then it goes away, but it comes back up again. So it makes sense like when there's actually something on your skin, like bugs. Sometimes I've noticed when I'm walking, sometimes I feel the itch, and then I kind of rub my face, and then there's like a bug on it. I'm like, what the heck? And so I blow it off. Or like ants or bed bugs. Those are really itchy, and they're like the tiniest things ever. And you never think that something so tiny could cause so much itching, but they do. And so I've done more and more research because I was curious to know like, why do we itch? Like, why do we get this sensation, and why do we feel so good after we itch? And so I've watched a couple of videos on it, and I've tried to change this behavior, but for some reason it's one of the harder ones actually, because maybe it's because I'm not as conscious of it, and it kind of goes unnoticed, or maybe I'm not too worried about it. But that's definitely one habit that I'm trying to work on. At least it's not at the top of my mind, but when I become aware of it, like when I'm scratching, I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to itch. And then so it's definitely something I noticed that has consequence, especially when it's dry outside and then you itch, and then your skin gets red, and then you could cause like my ear. I've had kind of scabs because I've itched, um, and I'm trying to take care of my skin health a lot more. By I think by touching my face especially, I notice I break out um, with like acne or zits, zits and pimples and whatnot. And that's because I tend to touch my face a lot. Do these facial expressions. My hands are dirty, so I touch my face, and face is a really sensitive skin area. I've noticed. I don't think I've broken out too much. Not a lot of acne, but when I do touch my face, that's when I notice, the bumps start to raise up, and I've noticed a lot of improvement when I use a facial wash. Like a the ones with kind of like the salt or scrub, and that really does a great job. And I've done this hack before. I read in a Reader's Digest, like a hack book, tips and tricks for stuff around the house. And they said if you put aspirin, you crush up aspirin, and then you put it on the zit, and then it actually makes it go away faster, which I've actually noticed myself. I don't. There's probably some sort of ingredient in aspirin that actually does that, but I have noticed that it's a lot quicker. And they also said the same thing about toothpaste, but toothpaste can burn on your skin. I've put toothpaste on my skin before, and it's not the best sensation. It actually feels like a burning sensation. It smells good, but so I've tried that, and but just taking care of my skin health is important. Lotion, especially when it gets dry outside in the winter time, and Santa Anas rob your skin of just any sort of moisture, and my legs look wider than they already are. And other than that, I would say it's just becoming more aware of the way I react to things. And so, like I said, when there's a sensation of itching, how do I react? Do I scratch, or do I just observe the sensation and then move forward and build that as a new habit? And so that's definitely one of the things I want to work on, um, just to become more aware of how I react to things. I've done that with cold acclimation. Like I always wonder, why do we wear so much layers of clothing when it gets cold outside, and why do we react to cold by doing that? Is it all in the mind? And I tried cold acclimation, and it was pretty powerful. But one time basically I felt like I think I got sick after it, and then I realized, maybe it's actually a good idea to wear layers of clothing, but not to be running away from it too much, just to become aware of like how am I reacting. And the same goes with like why do we get upset at things? Yeah, why do we get upset at things? And that's something I'm just kind of questioning, along this journey that I've done over time. And so, even though it seems kind of trivial, it's actually a great way to become aware of how you react to things and how things are quite impulsive, right? We don't really think too much about it. We just react to the feelings or sensations with a certain action, and then that builds the habit. So, it's definitely something I'm going to keep in mind, not to scratch, not to itch. When the sensation, the feeling that there's like something crawling or you just got to scratch. But that's just a tidbit that I wanted to add to the probably the anxiety journals, I would say. But I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you very much.